Trade deficits and tariffs. I was wondering, how old is this concept? I mean, economic policies are as old as civilization. But what about the use of tariffs to reduce a trade deficit? Well, tariffs, as a means of generating income, go back at least 4,000 years to the Sumerians. But the Romans, they were specifically concerned about a trade deficit, and they took a stab at using tariffs. The Roman author Pliny estimated the Roman economy, it lost about 100 million sestertii a year to foreign states. But modern scholars think the deficit was a lot higher, as much as 5% of Rome's gross domestic product. This is oddly similar to the current US trade deficit. And who were Rome's trading partners? Oddly similar: China, India, and the Middle East. So what did Romans do? Well, get ready for another oddly similar list. They passed laws to try to limit demand. They advocated for sticking with traditional Roman values. And they instituted tariffs, including 25% on luxury goods. So how effective were they? Well, they raised a lot of money for the state. They drove up the prices within the domestic market, and then they created a thriving smuggling market to get around the tariffs, because a lot of the things they were importing, including spices and silk, couldn't be produced within the empire, and then they just didn't have the capability to grow enough food to feed their needs. So what does that mean for the US? Well, the current tariffs are generating funds just like the Romans. There's a lot of shifting in where goods are being imported. For example, my drone parts now come from Thailand instead of directly from China, but the packaging is oddly familiar. And prices in the US are starting to rise. It's estimated that tariffs will cost the average household around $2,400 per year. So, will tariffs drive manufacturing back into the United States? I don't know. Time will tell. But if there was an unstated goal of increasing revenue without changing the income tax structure and reducing the dollar exchange rate, then already been successful.